Welcome back to another episode of The Top 6, an action-packed night tonight. Erik Ten Hag, is he close to being the Manchester United manager? Some reports today suggest that he is a number one choice, but Poch has been interviewed. We're going to delve into that and take a look at the situation surrounding Man United. They're also linked today to Harry Kane. Does that play a role in the new managerial appointment? We're also going to take a look at our final season predictions as well. Will Manchester United be embarrassed by Arsenal in the end? Can Tottenham come up trumps? And what of the situation with the league title charge? We're going to get some thoughts and feelings, and everybody's going to do their final season predictions today. Great panel. We're joined by Tom Little, repping Liverpool today. Colleen is here back in Arsenal. We've got Man Like Neeks covering Man United. Patrick on the Tottenham front, and the legend that is Have Hope is back here. How are we all doing? We all good?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah,
good. I'm fantastic. I feel good, man. Where's the energy, man? Come on, peoples, man. Let's go.
You know, I'm good. I didn't get slapped last night. So I'm good. I'm easy.
Bro, Chris Rock's neck almost went to freaking Krypton, man. It's like,
go back to that picture again, Terry. So Will Smith, that's Tottenham, and that's Arsenal coming to White Hart Lane in a couple of weeks, thinking that they can do it over. You hear that, Colleen? I heard you on the debate talking, saying that you're gonna come to White Hart Lane and pick up 3 points. I was thinking, wow, this girl doesn't know when's the last time you lot come to White Hart Lane and picked up.
It's been a while.
Not even a draw, you know. Not even a draw. You said 3 points. Wow.
Listen, that's what we've got to do. We've just got to build you up just to bring you right back down again.
You lot need to chill out a bit. I know you're on a decent run, but with all of that being said, you're only 3 points ahead of us. So that's his own little story. But anyway, let's not get into it just yet. I couldn't believe it when I saw that though, Terry. I was like, wow, no one pulled her up on it as well. I was like, wow.
My point stands.
Nah, it doesn't. It actually doesn't.
Well, we are going to get into that later on in the show. So I'm very intrigued. I'm very, very intrigued to see how that kind of plays out and how that looks and how that feels. But it's a big talking point. It really, really is in relation to what's going to go on in the final charge for the title. But before that, in terms of everything else going on, like Man United fans must be feeling a little bit, confused at the minute with so much news surrounding United. You've got Will it be Ten Hag? Will it not be? Poch has been interviewed. So much to kind of delve into in now. I wanted to ask Neeks first of all, because this news seems to fluctuate up and down. Samuel Luckhurst has said today that he'd be shocked if it wasn't Ten Hag. You had Ronan Murphy just about 5-6 days ago saying it looks all but done. He was interviewed a week ago. Over the weekend, the talk was essentially Ten Hag's agreed to join or wants to join. He's just waiting for the official offer. But then today we've interviewed Poch and we're linked with Harry Kane. What's your take on the managerial situation at United?
I don't have an issue with interviewing people, but for me, it should be an open and shut case. Like when the two managers on the table, if the two managers on the table are Poch and Ten Hag, then I wouldn't even bother to interview Poch, because I don't want that to even be an option. Like, what kind of dreams is he going to sell in that interview that will woo Man United over? I don't want him to do. Obviously, he was selling Spurs fans' dreams. They thought it was a big club. I was like, damn, man. So he might try and woo them and look at a candlelit dinner and all that. I ain't got time for that. So, if you brought me a Luis Enrique to the table, then, interview, sure, go ahead. But with Poch, and then when I heard the Kane news as well, I got worried. Not because Kane, I'll take Kane, don't get it twisted. But if it's Kane plus Poch, keep Kane. Because that is basically you half Kane's value by getting Poch with him. Because there's no trophies at the end of it. That's the reality. So
Ten Hag this guy.
And if it ain't Ten Hag, then you just gotta look somewhere else, man. Go shop in Lidl or Aldi. Poch is not the one.
Respect Poch. How are you going to say Poch is not the one?
Why? Respect for what?
Poch is a very, very good manager. And now look what he did with Tottenham. With all due respect,
third in the 2-horse race.
He did not.
We come second. And to be fair, Arsenal were first at Christmas and that. Yeah, no one talks about it.
If
we're being honest, Arsenal bottled it that year, but no one talks about it.
I'm glad Poch gave you a trophy to show for it, though. Glad.
Pochettino is a fantastic manager. If Mikel Arteta was half the man that Pochettino is, you lot would be.
But Patrick,
I don't want Mikel Arteta either.
He's not in the conversation.
Patrick, who dropped Lucas Moura in the UCL final?
That one is unforgivable. I can't lie, that is unforgivable. And Pochettino messed up big time there. And even all the talk about if we win the Champions League, I'm gonna walk. You don't say that to the players and to the fans and to the media before a Champions League final. So he's not whiter than white. He has had mistakes, but I think he's a top manager, and people aren't respecting him. Oddly enough, for what he's done.
But what's he done? He's not achieved anything of any note. It's like at PSG, like basically winning Uber Eats with PSG means nothing. So like winning Uber Eats, that is the least I expect is to deliver me an Uber Eats meal with PSG. Give me that freaking UCL. Tottenham. Did he win any trophies with Tottenham?
No, he's basically an Argentinian Brendan. Him and Brendan Rodgers, Pochettino at Tottenham and Brendan Rodgers at Liverpool have pretty similar stories. Took a team low down, got them challenging for a couple of years, had a really good year where they should have won it, arguably, and then fell off right at the end, and then went off.
Rodgers was really close. Like Rodgers was much closer than Poch was.
Yeah. We weren't that close. We weren't that close compared to the Liverpool season. But I do think people are underestimating how good Pochettino really is in terms of how he develops players, in terms of what he did with Tottenham. Considering we didn't spend for 3 windows, didn't spend a penny. And he still had us challenging comfortably against.
Take him back. Why are you trying to?
No, I don't want to.
No, man, you're in love with your ex, man. You gotta get rid of your current girlfriend.
I just think it's criminal that he doesn't get the respect he deserves. I mean, we got Conte, so I'm actually good.
You're not happy because Poch is the one. So girls,
Poch is a failure in France as well. Like, yes, he's gonna win this one, but he lost out last year. He lost out on a league title last year.
I wanted to get sacked before they confirmed the league on winner, so he doesn't get a medal for it, man.
Why you sound bitter, man? What's your agenda with Poch? What's he done to you?
People trying to say that he should be Man United manager, isn't it? So I need as much ammo to ward up.
Look, Cole, what do you think? Like, you're obviously an Arsenal fan, so your feeling towards Poch is one thing. If it's announced tonight, United have a new manager, which one are you more fearful of? Ten Hag's name being announced or Mauricio Pochettino's?
I'm more fearful of Ten Hag. Ten Hag is the choice that United should make, but United that we've seen over the last 9 years will probably make the Poch one. And that's not me even like putting like the whole like Arsenal banter aside. It's not saying that Poch isn't a bad coach or anything like that. He's a very good coach, but I think Ten Hag is the direction that United need to be looking to go in. I don't really get the vibe that Poch will be able to take on, the new structure within United and bring along the change that is necessary. I think someone completely fresh to the Prem might actually benefit United. I would be more fearful if it was Ten Hag personally. I really hope you do get Poch because I think it'll be more of the same. But it's like when you got Mourinho and Van Gaal. That's not to say they weren't good managers, but you kind of get the kind of rigmarole that United kind of go on. Almost there, not quite there, but quite happy to keep the money coming in as long as you're in the top 4. If you slip out of it, pump a load of money to get players in. Think of a nice summer, lots of PR, top 4. The cycle just continues, and that's what we've seen for the last 9 years.
Yeah, I don't think you can move away from it. I know Poch has got there's benefits to him. Just even Ten Hag just saying, look, it's not about me. I did what I find funny yesterday. I didn't interact with it on socials, but we put out some stuff that had been, it was either yesterday or Saturday. We put out some stuff that, Ten Hag has said that it's not the money that motivates him. It's creating history and legacy. And I saw Gooners, they were like, it's 5 to 10 years it's going to take to win then if that's his approach. What are we talking about? Well, money isn't his driver, it's building legacy. I thought, I don't get it. Then they were like, oh yeah, but he also said he prioritizes a playing style and a system and a philosophy over transfers. That means 5 to 10 years to do anything successful. And I'm like, you are deliberately lying to yourselves. It's everything we've been asking for is to build the foundation first, then add the transfers to it. Essentially, you can add transfers at the same time as building something. But for me, it was music to my ears. And I obviously don't want to get drawn in by a confirmation bias when you see something that ticks all your boxes. You still need to try and remain objective. But it's just what we need. We just haven't had that as a club. Everyone that's come in has tried to spend big, and get it done there and then, almost that ready-made team. What we need to do is build a philosophy, a system, a style, add players to it over a course of time. I even like the fact that, according to the reports, Ten Hag has said that he can get this squad playing really well. And that's what I want to hear. I'm not gonna lie,
I don't want to hear that, because that means they're not going to give you the money in the summer. Because you said,
but I prefer that to what I prefer that to is a journalist and a credible journalist saying, "Yeah, we've spoke to the camp of the potential manager who basically thinks he needs 15 to 20 new players." That's almost a manager saying, "I can't even get this team looking like." Look, Jurgen Klopp straight away got his team playing how he wanted them to. You could just see they needed extra quality. That's what I want to see. I want to see like the whole still, but you know what we're trying to build and achieve.
Can I ask United fans something? Like, do you honestly believe that Ten Hag, who I call a philosophy merchant, do you believe that this philosophy merchant is going to deliver you trophies?
Well, Jada, sorry, I mean HH.
Jada,
Nick's you're gonna relax, man. Nick's you're gonna relax. First of all, I resent that statement and also resent that laughers as well. So that's all everything. That's all messed up. That's all messed up. But I'll ignore it. I'll ignore it. Leaks.
For me, winning trophies. There's a lot of trophies that go in a season. There's no reason. Let's keep it 100. We should have won something on the Ollie. We got to semi-finals. We got to a final. So can Ten Hag get us winning trophies? Yes. For me, winning a trophy at Man United should not be as difficult as some managers make it, or as one manager made it. Van Gaal won a trophy. Moyes won the Community Shield, but and Mourinho won trophies. Ten Hag can get us winning trophies. Challenging for the league title, it's always going to be difficult. We've got two of the best managers, or the two best managers, arguably anyway, at least one in the world. Three when you want to include Tuchel in terms of the best. So it's always going to be difficult. But with the amount of money in terms of that we have to spend, therefore the amount of quality we are able to attract, if he does get his philosophy in place and they got the players playing and you get the players that he wants, then why can they not challenge? Why can they not challenge?
No, and I'll tell you why you have to be very careful, because Nix, I'm going to go back to a conversation that I told you about like months ago when you came to the crib. Now, my thing is, homeboy, wait, what happened against Benfica? Were Ajax at the crib? Yeah, Ajax lost to Benfica at the crib with Ten Hag in charge. What happened with Patrick's team? A guy with a receding hairline scored a hat-trick in about 15 minutes and to knock them out in their own stadium.
Why you got to mention his hairline? Why you got to take it there?
Bro, doesn't what it is. My thing though is that he is obsessed with his philosophy and the guy does not have a plan B. And that's always a very dangerous thing, even if you have money to spend. Yeah. Now, remember what I said to you before. You have Cristiano. He's here. It is what it is.
One more year.
You get Conte to maximize Cristiano, because Conte can build a system to get the most out of a Cristiano. And for that 1 or 2 years, because Conte is a short-term manager, then you can now look in for the long term, which could either be a Ten Hag or whatsoever.
Okay, but Conte is not available now.
But have hope, though. What I would say
because he messed up.
Yeah, I get that. But see, for me, I don't want any more short-term thinking. I'm not worried that we
Then don't get Cristiano.
No.
We already got it.
Done now. It's done. I'm only talking from where we are moving forward. We can't go back and rewrite history. Can Ten Hag win us a trophy? He's got as much chance as any other manager that we're linked to. But I also don't care that we don't have the squad ready for him straight away. I don't care that Ronaldo isn't the best striker for him straight away, because, as mentioned, it took Klopp 3 years to build a squad. It just simply did. And, if Pep Guardiola would have come into Man City 3, 4, 5 years earlier as they were building their squad, it might have taken him an extra season or two to get it to where he wanted it to be. These things happen. I'm not really worried about that. I think United fans need to stop looking so short term and realize that even if the football starts to improve, even if we can see the philosophy, as you call it, it's going to take time. But interestingly, what manager at the top end of the top end of the echelon now isn't a philosophy merchant? Simeone plays one way. Tuchel plays a particular way.
No, he doesn't. Don't
Pep plays a particular way.
Yeah.
Klopp plays a particular way.
Yeah.
Most managers are doing that now. The world has changed. Most football managers now, generally speaking, have a way of playing football They don't allow for much creative freedom. That's why Jack Grealish might be struggling. I don't think you'd ever see an Eric Cantona kind of rogue be put into a team and almost told you've got a free. How often do you see a free role anymore in these top teams now? It's very prescribed. It's very detailed. Everyone has a specific job, and the only time when these systems fail is when somebody isn't fulfilling that job. If Jordan Henderson wasn't filling in that right hand side of the defensive areas when Trent pushed forward, Liverpool would get exposed. But he's part of that cog, and most managers are like that for me now, to be fair.
No, but for me, I disagree. I mean, there's a difference between having a particular way of playing and a philosophy merchant. Pep is a philosophy merchant. Ten Hag is a philosophy merchant. Klopp has a general idea, but bro, the Klopp at Dortmund and the Klopp in the first few years at Liverpool isn't the same Klopp as of now. Tuchel at Dortmund, Tuchel at PSG, and Tuchel at Chelsea are three different ways of playing. So there are guys, and the thing with Ten Hag is he is from the Pep Cruyff school. He's from that Dutch Rinus Michel's mid-70s school of like passing, always go forward, always attack, always be positive, and so forth. It's great to look at. But when it's like, okay, it's 2-1, need to manage a game, does he know how to bring on a DM? Does he know how to look at possession? Does he know how to manage a game and try to eke out a result? Does he know how to bring in results? It's tricky. And also remember,
I say, HH, at this point, right now as we speak, who is a better choice available? For me, Zidane's not available. I would love Zidane. He's not going to come. So right now, who is available? And if you can't find someone else available, if you name someone else is available, then tell me their flaws. Because if that is a flaw of Ten Hag, then I'm sure you can list another set of flaws for Pochettino, another set of flaws for whoever the other options are. I mean, no manager's perfect, and they all get undone in one way.
Can I just say as well that I personally think Pochettino is the better fit for you guys. I really do. If you're looking at a project like Terry's saying about long term, Pochettino is the guy. You can actually build with him. He knows the Premier League. He's a brilliant manager. But I hope you get Ten Hag. I don't want you getting Poch. I don't want to see Poch in the Premier League with another team. So I honestly hope
you've got to drop this. You're with someone new now.
This entanglement that you got with Poch is not healthy.
I don't want to see Poch.
You've had 2 man after him. You've had Ronaldo. You've had Nuno.
Nah, I still don't want to see Poch back in the Premier League. I'm sorry. So yeah, go get Ten Hag.
I had a mate white once. He broke up with his missus, and I swear the next 3 girls he dated, honestly, they looked like identical to her. I don't know how he did. And this was before online dating. I have no idea how he managed to find 3 women with such a similar look. And Patty, bro, you got to just let it go, man. He's not yours anymore. He's getting deep down. It was never yours.
It was just your turn.
yeah. We have some super chats here. This first one says, wait, hasn't Arteta won more trophies than Poch? Well,
in England or in general?
In a proper league.
The French league is still one of the top 5 leagues in the world. So you can't.
The thing of it is, bro, it's like top 5 leagues. Yes, it is in the top 5, but it's like there's the top 4. There's a line, and then there's this huge drop. There's this massive drop, like then them, like so far removed. It's top 5 is disingenuous.
Did they get overtaken for a while by Portugal as well? That's where the Portuguese jumped up for a couple months. Like, come on.
Poch beat the same Ten Hag that you are twerking for.
Yeah, there you go. Without Harry Kane as well. Without our best player.
He did. But it's a different kettle. It's a different kettle of fish for me. Hey Terry, my nan's on crack again after 3 months free. But you keep me entertained during these hard times. I love you. Listen, I wish your nan all the best, Hank. Also, thank you for sending me yesterday the pictures of her boob job. It was very nice to see. Thank you.
Shout out Pookie from New Jack City.
There we go. All the Ronnie says, Terry, my 34th birthday today. 37. We need to talk. 37th, sorry.
Right.
I mean, happy birthday, all the Ronnies. I'm not too sure what we need to chat about, my G, but like, happy birthday, my guy.
He wants to know how it feels to be 38. Let him know.
I'm 36, you know what I mean? And my hairline is growing back.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? It's under wraps for now, though. Hi, Terry. Glad to see everyone is doing well. Just thought I'd say hi before I go on my BBC Radio Sheffield at 6:20 to speak about Doncaster. Big up yourself, Donny James. Hope you're well, my friend. Unique to United scares me more.
Enrique.
Sorry, Enrique. Why did I read that as unique?
Yeah.
That's my dyslexia. I'm very sorry.
Is Enrique linked at all? He's not linked.
Hell,
is he?
hell no.
He is
Exactly.
linked. No, he is linked.
Oh, he is.
He
Okay.
is officially
Yeah.
From who? By
But
who?
again, by various media outlets. I can't remember which one. So many, right? Do you know what I'd say though? Right? Is he's a bad appointment because it means we write off 6 months of next season. It's too long to wait. It's too long. A comment here from Original Base Annie, who says Chris Rock should have said that was quite an entanglement. I'm gonna feel that in August. Big up to the panel. I see you. Tottenham are favourites. Look at the easy fixtures. We're gonna get on to that
my
soon,
guy.
Connor.
Let's go, Connor.
We're gonna get on to that soon, Connor. Any questions you've got for the panel, make sure you get them in. Make sure you're smashing like buttons for us as well. Very important that you get that done. Harry Kane is linked to Man United as well, though. What are you saying, Patty boy, about Harry Kane maybe going to a proper club?
The thing is, like, of course, Man United are a massive club, but right now, if Harry Kane wants to move to win trophies, you don't go to United. There's only 3 teams in the Premier League that I say are guaranteed to win trophies. That's Chelsea, City, and obviously Liverpool. So, with all due respect, Harry Kane leaving to go United, it makes no sense. The fact that he doesn't even know who the manager is going to be, the fact that you're literally starting again, it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I don't think he will be leaving to go there anytime soon. City couldn't get him. I don't see United getting him personally. So, one of them ones.
Listen, I'll take Harry Kane.
Of course you would. He's the best striker in the league.
But there's a caveat when it comes to it because I don't 100%.
He can't score in the final.
Oh wait, that's what we got Ronaldo for. We rest Ronaldo throughout the season, just play him in the finals.
Oh, yeah. Freezing himself.
Yeah, exactly. But my only issue is it comes to the price and what we do after. Say we decided what we do after we spend 100+ million on Harry Kane. And there's reports coming out today saying obviously strikers a priority, plus 2 midfielders and a right winger. I mean, I don't want to be buy Jadon Sancho for. But anyway, what that means, if we spend 100+ million on Harry Kane, what midfielders are we getting? What kind of budget do we have left? Or are we going to say, well, they weren't priorities anyway, we wait till next year? We can't put off certain signings anymore. So, the priority should be midfield. And if you're going to go get a striker, which we're going to need one because of a lot of strikers that are potentially leaving, maybe you have to go for someone a bit cheaper, a bit younger. I'm not saying, obviously, yeah, Harry Kane can work for Ten Hag, but then there's other strikers out there who can work for Ten Hag. Like, it don't have to be Harry Kane or bust.
Have you guys been given I know it's early days, but have you been given an indication of what your transfer budget is? Because like you said, Harry Kane's easily going to cost 100 million. Then you've got obviously all the other players that you need to bring in. So you're going to have to spend a lot if you want Kane plus. Like you said,
we're looking at, realistically, it's 200 million plus this summer. Now, we may sell players to help that.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about full positions, you say you get a striker, 2 midfielders and a right winger, you're paying 50 million on average for probably there or thereabouts. If we need any other positions, right back or whatever, centre back, I don't know what they're doing. You're gonna have to start selling players. Obviously there's a lot of wages coming off the book, but they're gonna be like free transfers. We're gonna need to get rid of the likes of, well, Lingard's going already, but there's Matic, there's Mata, Phil Jones.
Sure.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I see Luke Shaw and Rashford are allegedly meant to be offered new contract deals.
No, they're not giving Rashford a new contract, are they?
Well, he's only got.
What's he done to earn that new contract?
I know, that's what they're saying, though. It's crazy.
Like,
But I think he's only got 1 more year after.
Yeah, he has.
So you can't say, all right, let's wait let's see what he does this year, then you lose him on a free. I understand just tying him down, even if you have to sell him.
But I think an issue. I think this is a real thing here because this is why I believe. I don't know whether you guys agree. I don't know. I know that you could win the FA Cup, you could win the Karabuki Cup, and so forth. Those are trophies and everything. But with regards to the league, I don't know whether, as long as Pep and Klopp remain in the league, anybody can win because they have taken the levels of quality to a whole other level. You see, United fans don't like me saying this. I have all the respect with Fergie all in the world. But I love Fergie and so forth. That treble was a bit fugazi, but Fergie was amazing. What Pep has done in a single season Fergie never achieved.
Oh, just
I think
shut
that Pep
up.
has taken
Why?
things.
Yeah. Who
What do you
are
mean? Sorry. Have hope. Clarify that for.
No, listen. No, don't clarify it. Don't
Patrick,
clarify
thank
the
you. Can I
disrespect.
respond to
Yeah,
Patrick?
let him
Patrick asked me a
clarify
question.
it. Yeah.
Let me clarify.
Yeah.
Again, what Fergie did is bro. I grew up with Fergie, so I know what Fergie was. He redefined the meaning of consecutive winning. Did Fergie ever break the goals record in a season? Did he ever break the points record in a season? Did he ever break the consecutive wins in a season? So my thing is that Pep's impact is incredible.
Yeah, of course it's incredible, but I'm sick and tired of hearing about this. Not because the record being broke isn't wrong, but in every single sport, as it progresses, records get broken and people on paper get better because sports science is better, medicine is better, fitness is better, diets are better. You then obviously everyone raises the level in the early 90s. By the 2000s, it gets raised again and again and again and again. It's a process. How you compare managers, how you compare teams is by looking at what they won, not points totals or records that were broken, because there's so many variables that play into that at any one time. We're talking about an era now with the goal scoring record. In the same time, we're celebrating someone like Pep for breaking these goal-scoring records. We also bemoan the fact that there's not enough world-class defenders around anymhere. So which is it? If there's no world-class defenders across all these teams, then breaking goal-scoring records isn't something to celebrate. If we're saying these goal-scoring records are absolutely out of this world, it means the defenders are actually a lot better than we're making them out to be. I'm just throwing you one example. These comparing of eras is so difficult because there's so many changes. What you compare is what people won. Because in their own era, it was like for like. It was an even playing ground, you know? Like, think about what footballers were doing. Like, people say Messi, the greatest dribbler ever. George Best was dribbling with a ball that when it was wet, was about 5 pounds in weight, with steel toe cap boots on uneven grass. And he dribbled as well. So actually, pound for pound, Messi can't be better. If you look at the grass and the weight of the balls and the boots they wear now, it's easier. But that's why you can't make the comparison.
But Terry, then my response to that is that, okay, let's take now here, or in 2 years' time, or the last 2 years, which other manager can do in the Premier League what Pep did? We have to still admire. True, it's a different era, but we still have to admire what Pep has done. He has taken things to a whole new level that I don't think any other manager of his generation can do.
No, of his generation, I hear that. But there's also things that Pep's that Fergie's done that Pep hasn't yet done, like winning 3 Premier Leagues in a row.
True.
And he won 2 and fell off in the next year. He's won 1 more. He might win this one. We don't know. So listen, at the end of Pep's career, we may say X, Y, Z. But as it stands, yeah, he's gotten the most goals. Jose has the least conceded. Which one do you weigh higher? Like, why does scoring the most goals mean that you're best versus conceding the least? Why does winning 3 in a row not mean as much as winning getting 100 points in one season against a Man United team that was struggling anyway? Like, I don't know. I don't put too much weight on the points.
It's an interesting debate. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. We have some super chats here. I don't even know what this means. Mate, I'm done out here. For you to continue to chatting without me and Terry going back to back. I don't know what that means. Does anyone get that?
No. Do you know this guy, Ronnie's?
No, I don't. No, not really. But thank you for the super chat, my bro.
Shout out all the runners, man. Thank you, bro. Yeah. Thank you for the dub. Appreciate
Billy
it.
here says she's so pretty, but she's always squinting.
It's my eye shape, bro. I don't know what to say.
Karim here says, thoughts on Roman being poisoned whilst attending a peace talks in the Ukraine, or does this not fit the narrative? So someone sent me a DM about 10 minutes ago about that. We'd already started the live stream, so I've seen it. Of course, you wish him all the best. Hope he gets well. I'll digest the news and then talk about it. Like, that's not no disrespect. Like, I've read a few things, but I'm literally got sent the link by Liam Wilkinson to pick up yourself, my friend. He sent me a link, like, I'll actually tell you the exact minute at 5:22. So yeah, about 15 minutes ago when I was streaming. But yeah, I hope he's okay and safe. And I'll have a little look at that later on tonight when I'm done. Later on after the show, sorry. So look, Man United out of the way. Man United is still going to be part of the next conversation, but obviously this week's important because we start to build up to actual football returning. It's been one of those, the weekend's out the way. There's a few more international games, but kind of by Wednesday, I think everyone's, the nerves will start to build up, the excitement. So I want to try and do some final predictions for the season in terms of who's going to go down, who's making top 4, who's winning the league. Start with, to build it up, let's start with relegation, I think. We'll start with who we think is going to go down. Colleen, who do you think is going to go down and why?
I think it's as it stands. So Norwich, Burnley, Watford. With that being said, the only reason I'm saying that is because Everton have got, as in this current moment, even they've got a couple of games in hand, even though it's not points on the board. I don't think it's going to be. I think they might get away with it by a couple of points, if I'm honest with you. On paper, they shouldn't be that low in terms of the quality in their team, Everton, but it's quite scary how close they are to the bottom, if I'm honest with you. I personally would like to see that just for dramatics, if I'm being 100% honest. I have nothing against Everton. I think it will be Norwich, Burnley, Watford, but I think Everton are in a very precarious position. And if they don't pick up points in their game in hand, it could get very tight for them. But I think they might just stay in. I don't know whether, I know Liverpool fans might be wanting them to definitely go down, but I think it's as is. But I don't think it's gonna be easy for Everton. I wouldn't be surprised if they did drop, to be honest with you. They've just been awful, even with Lampard.
But my thing though is, now Chelsea fans may attack me for saying this, but I actually don't really give a damn and everything. So I think for the streets, it would be interesting if Everton went down. Because I think what Lampard needs is he needs a humbling. I think someone told Lampard that he was a genius because he scored really high on the IQ test. He's part of Mensa and he sips tea with Prince Harry and Queen Liz. Someone needs to tell Lampard that you're not a genius. And also, shout out to you, Tom Bros, that I respect what Gerrard has done, because Gerrard has taken a much more measured approach to trying to build up to management and everything. Lampard, you've had
Lampard just went straight in over his head, and then when the pressure came on, what do I do? I think they'll go down. I do genuinely believe that.
Here's the thing, though. They won't go down because despite Lampard being trash and completely brainless and a useless piece of crap manager, they're too good. And they have too many good individuals.
They ain't too good.
They really are too good. And when you look at the fixtures, it's really interesting. They've got Burnley next Wednesday, I think. So we've got this week coming up. They play Burnley on at 7:30 on the 6th of April. If Burnley win that, they go level on points, I think. So, and that will just kill the confidence. Frank Lampard right now, it was the worst appointment they could have made, and I said it at the time. Frank Lampard is a manager who failed at Derby, failed when he got money at Chelsea, because he was good in the first season. When he got money, he failed, and he's got no experience of a relegation battle at a club which believes, rightly or wrongly, they should be so far ahead of this position. So the atmosphere at that club is so toxic. And Lampard is not the man to lead them out.
But you're right though. But do you know what Lampard counted on? New manager bounce. So I thought new manager bounce, 9 points, and that 9 points would be enough foundation.
Himself. He didn't know. I think a lot of it's got to go back to the Everton board. He didn't appoint. He didn't. It's not like it was a free job and he walked in and got it just because there was no one else taking it. A lot of blames. Lampard is what he is. We can't. Whether he's a good manager or not. We've seen his CV. I think he was Chelsea job was too soon for him, but it's the Everton board at the end of the day. They've got to take the
100%. If Everton go down,
he does. He's not.
Yeah, it's their fault.
If Everton go down, you have to look at their board because the recruitment for years have been going this way, and Lampard picked them up in a relegation battle.
The recruitment in January was crap as well.
But Nix, it's both. It's the Everton board's issue because if in a relegation battle you don't call Francis, you call Big Sam. Big Sam is built for this. His career is built off, I'm going to get you out of the gutter. When I'm out of the gutter, then kick me out the window.
Big Sam isn't welcome back in Everton. After this last time,
well, do you want to stay in the Premier League, bro?
This is it. I think with this, I know Big Sam failed when he went to West Brom last year, but that Everton squad's got enough players of a good enough level to survive this. And it's an interesting one. Like my prediction, I think Burnley will be safe. I think they will win their games in hand. Sorry, I don't want to cover old ground. I have to run to the bathroom. I think Burnley will be safe, but I think Everton will go down. And I think that Frank Lampard being their manager is the reason it will happen. He's and again, it's twice now, and this may have already been said again, that Lampard has made terrible decisions. He was right to walk away from that Norwich job. Norwich was another poison chalice. But I look, for instance, at the way Gerrard did his career. I even look at Wayne Rooney. You spoke last night at an event he was at, and it was almost, I want the Man United job. I want bigger jobs, but I'm learning now. Now isn't the right time. Earning my stripes. He's going through absolute turmoil at Derby. What this is going to do for Wayne Rooney's career, his ability to handle and go through adversity, whilst kind of out the limelight. Local press are picking up on what's going on at Derby, and every so often it kind of makes a bit of Sky Sports headlines, but it isn't trending news every minute of every day. That pressure is crazy. And I always remember Dimitar Berbatov talking about when he went from Tottenham to Man United. He'd been at Bayern Leverkusen, been to Champions League finals. He went to Tottenham, which are a good-sized Premier League team. And then fairly good sides Premier League team. And then he went to Man United. And he said it was like Beatlemania. He said, I remember him in an interview, he said that the other two teams, they'd go on pre-season tours or away games, they'd fly places, they'd they'd walk through an airport and no one knew who they were. They were left alone. He said everywhere he went with Manchester United, there was this absolute drone of noise, paparazzi, fans. It was Beatlemania. And I'm not suggesting that that's right now for Lampard, but when he went to Chelsea, there was an element of that. It was so much pressure, so much scrutiny. And then he goes to Everton, who are a big Premier League club, never been relegated from the Premier League. And he's got to handle that, all them egos with a club that's run terribly. He's a fucking idiot. To put it bluntly, if I was in a room with Frank Lampard and I'm not even being rude, you are a fucking idiot for taking that job, bruv. Put it in. I want them to go down.
They will.
For that reason, for them to even think Lampard was the right person, they deserve relegation.
But they wouldn't be relegated though. I mean, they should, but they won't.
You see their fixtures, HH. They've got West Ham next away, Man United. Okay. Burnley, which is to me that's
6 points.
They can win. They can win. They can win that Burnley game. And Watford. I think they have Watford.
They've got
Man United,
Man United, Palace, Leicester, Liverpool, Chelsea. I think they got Leicester again. I think they're going to postpone.
Yeah, they got Leicester again.
Brentford, Arsenal. So if we're looking at all those games, Brentford at home, if you're going to stay up, you need to win that game.
Yeah.
Palace at home, if you're going to stay up, you need to win that game.
Yeah.
Every other game, they're not the favourites. They're not the favourites.
It just puts even more pressure on. If Everton go to Turf Moor on Wednesday, 6th of April, and they lose quite comfortably to Burnley, Wout Weghorst does what he does. I really like him. I think he'll cause so many problems for that championship level defence. Then they go into Man United, Leicester, Liverpool, Chelsea as their next 4 games with no confidence, no belief, while Burnley will be on a high. Everton need to somehow pull something out the bag, but I don't believe Frank Lampard can do that. Frank Lampard doesn't have the ability to do that.
And I think that's the key. He just hit the nail on the head, is that when you're dealing with avoiding relegation, there's an element that I think Lampard is missing, which is the psychological element, which is confidence. Because your mental state goes hand in hand with what you can do on the pitch. So even if these players are amazing, this Everton, man for man, they're better than all the guys around them. But when your confidence is low because you've been losing so many games, it's very hard. So now, Lampard, you now have to be, forget your philosophy. Can you be a man manager, which is someone a big Sam is, to try to motivate? Because the key thing now, it's motivation, not tactics, not philosophy. It's man-to-man motivation.
And he's already losing that battle. I don't know if you saw the other day, he come out and he called out the players and said, what more can I do? And he basically saw on live TV is like, if they haven't got the balls to play.
The bollocks,
And what are you doing,
bro?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
When you start shifting the blame onto the players, that's never going to go down.
That's when you know it's
exactly that he's lost it.
But especially, when he was analysing them Crystal Palace goals, he sat there going, we conceded an average goal first. Then the second goal was average. The third goal was average. He's losing his head already. That loss itself was embarrassing as well.
4-0.
But he's also going through what. When I was younger, my dad used to do a lot of after dinner speaking, and I met. What manager is it I met? He was a manager. He failed as a manager. I can't remember his name now. It was in my head. It's gone now. But he was simply stating that the reason I struggled as a manager is I couldn't get my head around why players on the pitch couldn't do what I and my teammates found so easy to do. He said it's almost, I think that's one of the reasons that someone like Roy
Henry.
Keane struggled. Henry's another. I think if they were to be honest, it's almost they can't empathize enough with players that are nowhere like there isn't a
Near
player
their level.
in that Everton midfield that's near Lampard's level by a country mile. And he has where Gerrard, I think, I bet if you were to delve into his head, he's at peace with that as an example. And I think that's something that can be a real issue. Now, not all managers suffer with that because some managers are able, with great players, and they're able to empathize. And I think Lampard lacks that empathy. We know he lacks player skills. The Chelsea player spoke about it. Tomori's like, why am I not in the team? Do these 5 things, you'll get a chance. Did those 5 things and never got spoken to again for like 6 months. Like, it's just terrible man management,
Yes.
But I would love to see them go down because it'd also be a bubble, especially as I think Liverpool might win the league. But there we go. Viewers,
Great.
we want your predictions. Which 3 teams are being relegated? Get them in the live comment section right now. I want to see them. Popping through.
Are we all going to do our predictions, or are you moving on to the next one?
It's all three do them. So I'll go to Tom first. What are you saying, Tom?
Norwich, Watford, Everton.
Wait. Actually, Terry, you know that you can do a poll.
I can, but you can't write all 3 teams in it. Like you can write 4.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I ain't got time to
You ain't got enough options.
Yeah.
All the options.
Yeah. No.
That's long.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, just forget what I said. What I said.
What are you saying, HH? Who are you picking?
I am gonna go for Norwich, Watford, because Burnley are the EPL cockroaches. I'm gonna say Leeds. Norwich, Watford, Leeds.
Interesting.
Patty?
Everton, for all the reasons we've already spoke about and touched on. I'm going to go Norwich. They're already down, as we all know, and Burnley as well. I just want to see them gone, man. I'm tired of that football. We need something new. Yeah, I think Watford stay. They've got enough quality there with Dennis and some of the strikers there that are scoring goals. And Hodgson, he's been there, done that. And like Tom was saying, when you get Lampard, who doesn't know that level of the league, Hodgson does. So I think Watford would just nick it.
Watford's got a decent fixture list.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, Everton are in big trouble, man. That fixture list is horrible.
I think Everton do play Watford, actually. I think that game's just waiting to be given a date.
Okay.
Yeah, they play Watford, yeah.
Yeah. What are you saying, Neeks?
Norwich, Watford, Everton.
And Colleen?
I'm saying Norwich, Watford, and Burnley.
Oh, there we go. I mean, it shows what a great job, by the way, as well, that Eddie Howe has done. I know they spent money as well. I know he's lost his last 2 games, but those 3 to 4 wins they had on the bounce, maybe even more, did enough for them really to get themselves out of trouble. That's all it takes, really, is any one of those teams that with Burnley's, Watford's, Everton's, they need to do what Leeds have just done. Those 2 wins on the bounce are massive.
It's massive.
Yeah, just get that win. A win changes everything.
I think when Newcastle beat Brighton away, who had only lost 1 game all season, and they had a lot of players out, that's when you could see the belief, and you was like, you know what, this team are pretty much there. So that was huge.
I hear that. Who is making the top 4? That's the next debate. Who's getting into the Champions League? And Patrick looks. Go on, Patrick. Go on then. Say your piece, Patty.
Obviously, City and Chelsea. So City and United. No, not City and United. Sorry, City and Liverpool are there. Chelsea definitely 3rd, and I'm going to back my team, man. I'm going for Spurs.
Patrick, don't do it. Don't.
I'm backing Tottenham. I'm backing Tottenham. So yeah, I'm saying it with chest as well. Yeah, we're going for 4th.
Patrick,
we've got the. No,
do you do like 2 lines of coke or something?
How is it? How is
Patrick,
it crazy?
Spurs are not sniffing top 4. You know it. I know it. We all know it. Bro.
No, actually, I don't. When I look at the fixture list, if you actually deep what's been going on, the last 4 or 5 games, apart from the United game, even though we lost that game, we still played well. We've been scoring bunches of goals. We actually are starting to play and cook. You can see the system. Kane's firing. Son's doing his thing. Kulusevski's come in and is playing well. Kerr's come in, and he's so yeah, man. I don't see why not. You lot might laugh and all that. It's cool,
No, but Magic, cook. You're not cooking. It's win one, lose one. Win one, lose one.
We've won 4 out of the last 5 actually in the Premier League.
What kind of microwave bombers meal are you feasting on, man?
We've won 4 out of the last. It's cool. You lot laugh at me when you lot
thing
pull
is,
this
though,
up.
You've got a point. You've got a point. Like, they have a really easy fixture list, and for that reason, I think they won't get it because they've got a really easy fixture list.
Yeah,
they will just inevitably bottle it at some point. It is the history of the Tottenham. When you beat Man City, I was like, oh, Conte's finally cracked it. He's finally serious. And then Ben Mee goes and rocks up at Turf Moor and
all of that is cool, but you have to remember as well, all the history of Tottenham stuff. We actually been in the Champions League for the last 4 or 5 seasons. Up until the last 2 years, I get it, we weren't in the Champions League, but we were consistently making the Premier League. So with these bottling players, so I don't see why we can't.
It's 3 years. 3 years.
What's that? Sorry, that we haven't been in there.
No, was it 3 years in it?
4 years on the spin, we was in there.
Oh, really?
So yeah, 4 years on the. So it's not that semi-finals and finals. I get it, but these are league games. I don't see why we can't do it.
And if you look, your fixture list is very good. Like
it's decent.
Other than Liverpool away.
Liverpool away.
Villa away. Villa away is tricky.
Liverpool away is a.
Yeah. Wait 1 second, Patrick. You're like, we're cooking. I say you got a very good fixture. You know that is decent. No, don't play it down now. You've got the best fixture list in the league, and you should win every game other than the Liverpool one. You should. But you're not going to. That's the thing.
Football doesn't go like that. You don't win every game you're meant to go. Otherwise, we wouldn't even play. There'd be no point playing. We would just say, okay, this team's won, this team's getting second, third. Football doesn't go like that. But I don't see why we can't get. We have to beat Arsenal, obviously at home, which is a 6-pointer. Take points off them and not allow them to get points. And then all the other games, apart from Liverpool, they're all winnable. And even Liverpool, we go there, we try our best, we give them a game.
I know you haven't just said that.
Yeah, of course I said that. When we went there last year, we should have got something out of that game.
No.
Like we should. No, like,
you're getting test tubed at Anfield. You're getting test tubed at Anfield.
Okay, we'll see, innit? We'll see.
Liverpool
should win that game, but we're not gonna roll over. We're not gonna go there and roll over. We will give them a game. I tell you that.
You know what it is, Patrick?
I tell you.
And the thing is, in isolation, you can give them a game. But the thing is, when you're making these predictions, because you're like, all these games are winnable, and then even when we go to Liverpool, man, you're going unbeaten for the rest of the season.
No, I didn't say that.
Part 2.
I know. Like, I think we'll lose at Anfield, but I don't see us getting cooked there. And I don't think we beat Arsenal at home, definitely. And all the other games, we go there, we play, we respect the opposition, and we do what we need to do. We've got some brilliant attacking players. As long as we do our job, I don't see why we won't win these games. I really don't.
I mean, for me, like, is it crazy for me to say? Because I think we pretty much all agree with who's going to be top 3. But I might be the only person who says that I actually think United will make top 4.
We're gonna get on
and here's my reason why.
We're going to get onto that in a minute. So
okay.
I've been sent a picture of Tottenham cooking.
Oh, wow.
What's in the burnt pot noodle or something? What's that?
Burger when you was
Tottenham cooking. Tottenham are out here cooking. There we go. Have hope. You think Man United are going to do it?
Yep. And here's why. It looks bad. And I think United fans have said we've given up now. Tottenham, put them out of there. West Ham overachieving, but I think the quality won't see it through. So this is now when we now talk about Arsenal. Arsenal, I give them all the credit in the world. I'm a huge fan of Saka, huge fan of Martinelli, lack of threats, doing his thing, and so forth. When the pressure cooker ramps up, and it's about, oh no, you need to now win this game. Oh, you really need to win this game. They'll fold. So when it comes to those real pressure games, my goats, CR37, he'll deliver those goals. Nick, let me land. Nick, I beg, let me land. Let me land. Let me land the plane. I beg, chill. So I feel that week 33, week 34, palms are sweaty, legs feel heavier, heart rate is a lot higher, and so forth.
I'm on his sweater already.
So Eminem bars.
So, and these young guys, I'm not sure they can deal with the pressure of, can you win this game when United are breathing down your neck? For United, as bad as they are, I just think Arsenal, once the pressure cooks and they can say, oh my gosh, top 4 is right there, they'll begin to slip. They'll begin to fail. Draw here. Oh, loss here. And quietly, United will just eke out to win.
We've been in this situation the last, since the end of Jan now. It's been, the pressure's not just coming now.
Colin, can I ask a quick question?
Come on. You can't just say that as the excuse, really.
Quick question. Can I just ask a quick question? And you have to give me a direct answer. What position did Arsenal finish last season?
8th. That's no secret.
What position did Arsenal finish 2 seasons ago? 2 seasons ago.
They finished 8th. And how, I can tell you what positions they finished in the last 25 years. What's that got to do with Arsenal of today, who is sitting in fourth with a game in hand, currently right now, in a better position in terms of culture at the club in comparison to Man United, who, there's a scandal every week. They look like they can't even run a football club, run a bar. They couldn't run a bar, literally. So I don't know how, going back to last season about Arsenal finishing 8th, has any bearing on this now. You're saying when the pressure comes on, right?
I get have Hope's point because when United,
well, I don't know. Has the pressure been on Colleen? Because
no, it hasn't. Not until now.
No, it's not.
Not until now.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's not.
When we lost even before Liverpool, when it came to Wolves, when we had them again, once we beat them at the Millennials, when we were down to 10 men, when they came back to the Emirates, no one really thought we were going to beat them. People did think we were going to trip over it. We didn't. Leicester can always be a tricky game. When Liverpool beat us, it's like, oh, okay, are we going to crumble? We're going to be able to keep the momentum. Went to Villa Park and won well. They had a great performance. I don't see where the pressure is on. Like, where is there no pressure?
No. The pressure hasn't started. I'm
not saying the pressure's not going to mount and continue, but considering Man United's season and how they performed and how they embarrassingly, got kicked out of the Champions League, what's to say?
When's the last time you beat Atletico about Champions League? Come on, no, sorry.
No, listen, sorry. No, it's about the mentality.
You can't, Colin. You can't mention Champions League.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
What about your mentality in the way you got kicked out at home to Atletico? No.
Champions League is a high level of competition.
Yeah, come on.
But
5-1, 5-1.
Even if it is at a high level, it's about the pressure. No. You're telling me that was a pressure-free game, that there wasn't pressure for you to beat Atletico and go through and to not get embarrassed and kicked out?
Pressure against Norwich and pressure against Atletico is two different things.
But was there pressure or not?
There's different kinds of pressure. I don't say that the pressure that's going to be mounting up.
I'm not saying that Arsenal can't crumble. What I'm saying is you can't just say that there hasn't been any pressure on Arsenal since the turn of the year.
There has been pressure, but the pressure is going to mount up.
Yeah, everyone's pressure is going to start moving up. But I'm saying that it's not like Arsenal's pressure just begins now. Why is it just beginning now?
You know what I'll say? When it comes to Man United, and I think we had this discussion with the guy last time. For Spurs and Arsenal, you need to get top 4. If either of you miss out on top 4 this year, I think it could have larger ramifications for next season going forward. For Manchester United, getting top 4 is the bare minimum. If we get top 4, we're still pissed the hell off. It's been a terrible season. Us not getting top 4 is just like, oh, okay, we have to play Europa League again. But I don't think it really affects our long-term future. If we end up a couple of years outside the Champions League, then that's another matter. But we've missed out on the top 4 nearly every other season since Fergie's been there. 7th place. We finished 7th, then 4th. 5th, 6th, we won the Europa League. 2nd, 6th, 3rd, 2nd, and now we're going to probably finish outside of it again. We've been up and down. So for me personally, I don't think we're going to get top 4 as Man United, but it's not the end of the world. So in that sense, from where I'm standing, I don't even feel pressure going to the games anymore because I've already given up. I'm like, we're not getting it. Well, Arsenal in this position have to get top 4. You cannot fumble it. And for the majority of the season, you weren't in a position where people were saying you must get top 4. Now they are.
I agree. But that doesn't change anything just because the pressure it's not like the pressure, they've just been saying it now. Arsenal fans have been saying it ever since United and Tottenham had their games in hand and fumbled it. because both of you should really be clear about us, if we're being honest, when everyone had the...
Why should we be clear with you? You've played no Europe all season. You've played one game a week pretty much.
Hold on, no, I'm not having you bring up the Europe conference when you were out in January.
So when you were ahead of us, you didn't think that you should be ahead of us in the table? Do you not think...
I don't believe it. Arsenal fans love to try and play down how you lot are fourth and you're clear. You definitely need to finish fourth.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we shouldn't. I'm saying we should be, but like you guys said, no one expected Arsenal to be in this position, right? That's what you guys
at the beginning of the season, 100%. No one expected Arsenal to be there.
Before we got to this position that we're in now, both Tottenham and United were ahead of us before we even got to fourth, and you had games in hand.
Arsenal been fourth for most of the season now, from what I remember.
We would fall away. No.
Do you know, look, I think they're all good challenges.
That was the scenario. That's what it looked like.
No, I think there's all good. I think there's all good challenging here. I think, from my standpoint, I think Arsenal will stand up against this. My view is going to be this: Arsenal they'll drop points between now and the end of the season, but so will Tottenham and so will Man United, and they will make the top four. United will finish in front of Tottenham because I agree with Neeks. I think Man United's players and the club will almost relax because it's over. We'll then win more games because we're playing with almost a sense of freedom. Spurs should make the top four based on if you're taking everything away and looking at the ease of fixtures. But that's where Spurs are at their worst. Where as soon as Spurs are expected to do something, you man have got no bottle, like zero minus bottle, glass-free zone.
I don't buy that narrative, man. I don't buy it. I don't buy that narrative. I don't buy it.
More often than not, when Tottenham have to deliver, or it's something's in their hands, or it's that pivotal moment, I would say 8 times out of 10 you fail.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Semi-final and finals, I get it, but when it comes to league, I don't know if I'm.
I remember when you guys, when in Poch's last full season, you played Burnley away. If you won that game, the league title was in your hands because you had Liverpool and City to come at home in the league. You would have, and you had a game in hand or something like that. It was in your hands. You could have won the league. You went on a terrible run, and you very much struggled. I don't even know if you finished in the top four, but then you fell away from that sort of point there. Even a few weeks ago, you win all those games early on under Conte. You got a tough game away at Chelsea, but you lose that and then lose with it 3-4 on the bounce. You then get this great result against Man City out of the blue that no one expected. And it's like, wow, what an opportunity now. You play Burnley in the next game and you're awful. Like just those, I just seem to feel, as an outsider looking, I feel like that happens to Tottenham on such a regular basis, which is why my predictions are Arsenal to actually maintain what they've done. They look so together. They look so confident. I think they're playing really, really well. And I actually think there is almost an arrogance about them that's developed over this season. The way you see Mikel Arteta and his coaches behaving on the sideline, just the smile and the I don't like it, but I respect it. The way Ramsdale is with everybody, like he ain't got a care in the world. That kind of swagger is needed. And I look at Spurs and Man United. We are too timid. We are too shy. We don't seem to have that about us.
I don't agree, man. I think against the last game they won 1-0. I think Aston Villa were crap. Arsenal played well, but Aston Villa had a few chances in the last couple minutes. It could have been a totally different game. There's been games where Arsenal against Wolves, they were quite fortunate. Let's be real. Wolves battered them when it went down to 10 men, but just couldn't score. It's not as clear like as everyone's saying that Arsenal have got this. I don't see it. I think they will. I think they will drop points.
We're not saying that Arsenal won't drop points. We're not saying Arsenal are going to go out for the rest of the season and smash everyone. Because we expect Arsenal to drop points. It's that everyone else around them will also drop stupid points.
Of course, but the gap's not that big though. It's 3 and 4 points. Yeah, Arsenal have a game in hand, but it's just one game. I don't see it's not that hard to catch.
And also, isn't that game in hand against Chelsea?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And we're going to beat Arsenal, man. We're going to beat those guys, man. So
the thing is, it's not a foregone conclusion, but I think the way that Arsenal are playing, it's like I'm more confident when Arsenal go into a game to say I think they're going to win, rather than Spurs and definitely Manchester United, despite you having all the attacking firepower. The way that they're playing from back to front is just a cohesive.
Okay, let me.
They've got
pressure can higher pressure.
They can.
Arsenal aren't blowing teams out of the water as well. They're scoring they're winning games by 1 or 2 goals. So it's not as clear cut as thing. I mean, we scored 5, then we scored 4 goals, then we scored 2 against United, then we scored 2 or 3 or whatever it was against. Like, they're not blowing teams out of the water.
I don't need to blow teams out the water, though. It's the fact that they're not letting goals in. They let 2 in against us, but they kept a clean sheet against Wolves, kept a clean sheet against Villa. Then they don't need to blow out teams. They don't need to win 3-4-0. They need to win 1-0. 2-1 because they are the better wins for the confidence. They're the ones where the pressure's on you. You know, you're up against it for a little bit, and you just come through shining, and your players have performed. I do think Arsenal will get top 4. I think the pressure that will mount not only on Arsenal, but it will mount on the teams around. I think West Ham are gone because they're still in Europa League, and I think they'll put all their eggs into that basket.
Yeah,
and then I think United will be the next closest. And I think what will happen with United is Ronaldo will step up because Ronaldo steps up. But Fred, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, all them lot will crumble under the pressure again, like they have done since the start of the season. And that'll be United's downfall. I just think Arsenal, they've got too much confidence now. The Liverpool loss didn't knock them. They came back against a tough Villa team. Was very comfortable, I thought, in that game. Yes, Villa had like a good free kick at the end and a couple of chances, but they were never really worried. You know, I just think everything points to them being sound in it.
I just do it. Quick question, because Nick said that Arsenal and Tottenham need top 4 more than United, which I think it's a bit crazy. So let's have a scenario. So if United don't make top 4, does Cristiano still stay at United and play Europa League football?
It doesn't matter. Cristiano staying at Man United or not is not going to determine how our future goes. So it doesn't actually make a difference. I don't know what he's going to do, but it doesn't. If he goes, all right, thanks. If he stays, okay. Yeah, like, we still need a striker, whether he goes or not, and we still need two midfielders and a wing and a right back and possibly a centre. And we still need to get rid of a lot of dead wood. Ten Hag's still going to be given the money. Managers ain't going to turn down Man United because we're in Europa League. It's not.
But Michael Cooper, why do you think it's much more of a bigger deal if Arsenal and Tottenham don't make top 4 than United, who've invested far more heavily into the team?
Because we've got more money than them. So if they miss out this year, and this Man United side should be in the top 4 comfortably. At worst, we should be in Chelsea's position in terms of distance from the top. We're not. We had a terrible season. If they don't get in this year, we're just going to strengthen. And yes, spending money doesn't guarantee success. We know that, but it puts us at a bigger gap in terms of squad quality, one versus the other. And now you put in a manager of quality. It's going to be harder next season for both Spurs and Arsenal to get into the top 4 if they don't get in this year. And what we can attract being in the Europa League is different to what Arsenal and Spurs can attract being in the Europa League.
There we go. I want predictions now, people. Tom, what are you saying, mate?
I'm saying Arsenal make top 4 and United 5th, probably.
Okay. HH, who makes it for you, brother?
So Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal 5th. And then Tottenham 6th, West Ham 7th.
There we go. Neeks, who are you predicting, my friend?
Arsenal 4th. I can't remember what I said last week. Man United 5th, Spurs 6th, or the other way around. I'll go Man United 5th, Spurs 6th.
Patrick, we know you're picking Tottenham, right?
Yeah, Tottenham 4th, Arsenal 5th, Man United 6th.
Jeez.
I had United 4th pretty much all season, but I've changed my mind in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I feel like you've been goaded into this across socials, Patty. Like, there's so many.
I'm backing. Yeah, I'm backing my team now. So yeah, let's go.
I like that. Colleen, I assume you're picking Arsenal.
Arsenal 4th, United 5th.
There we go. 4 of us picking Arsenal, 1 Man United, 1 Tottenham to take that final Champions League spot. Now, of course, the final prediction to make about the Premier League this year is who is going to win the damn thing. You've, of course, got 2 teams, 1 chasing a treble, 1 chasing a quad, 2 of the best teams in the Premier League, 2 of the best teams in the ever, 2 of the best teams in the world right now. it's. I mean, they've both got great opening weekends after this international break. They play Burnley and Watford respectively, so you would expect 3 points each this weekend. Liverpool with the easier game at home to Watford. City got to go away, but they should both be fairly comfortable wins as they then move into the last 8 games of the season, a point apart. They play each other soon. Who's winning the league?
City.
City.
I mean, for me, it's crazy how Liverpool have managed to cut away all the points and so forth. But this is what Pep does. Like, as I think with Pep, this is what it does. My issue with Pep is that, like, I would say that Messi gave him life. Those UCLs that he won are Messi, Iniesta, and Xavi's UCLs. But with this whole league thing, Pep has this on lock. But look, that game, my hope just as an entertainment, because for me, I still think Chelsea are in the title race. Call me crazy, I still think we're in the title race. You know,
crazy.
So
What?
Thank you, Nix. But my thing though is that game, April 10th. I just hope that they win both of the games so I can now see, because that game could be crucial, just as it was during the whole 98 and 97 points. But I mean, as much as I say City, you boys have a chance, because my thing with Liverpool is Luis Diaz. That was his signature. So actually, there are signings and there are signatures. You see, that Bournemouth piece of crap known Timo Werner, that's a signing. that brainless psychopath is a signing. Luis Diaz, that's a signature. And that guy, because what Liverpool have is, you want a bit of Firmino, you want a side dish of Salah, you want to see what's up with Sadio Mane, do you want a little bit of Diaz, you want a bit of Jota. So it's like they have so many attacking options. And for City, it just seems as if a lot is reliant on that passing game to go through, because what's the name of that clown? Jack Freakish, who I think is like £100 million flop. You know, everyone wants to talk about Lukaku. What about that freakish dude? So for City, because here's the thing. Last season, why did they win the league? Ilkay Gundogan. A lot of the goals he scored. I look at that Palace game and so forth. It seems as if the footballers are passing there, but the goals seem to be drying up. So it's going to be, I mean, I think they'll beat Burnley, but let's just see what happens. But I think with Liverpool, the advantage they have is the amount of attacking weapons that they have at their disposal. But that game's going to be key.
Listen, goals win games, innit? And that's why forwards always cost the most. You know, we can talk about great defenders. Goals win games, and Liverpool are not short of goals in that squad, let alone the 11. Whereas Man City, they're not short of goals as a club, but you go into a game, which individual is going to score you the goals? You don't know. You're hoping that they can wear the team down, pass after pass after pass, and then they get that chance, and somebody's going to pop up. It ain't necessarily going to be Jesus. It ain't necessarily going to be Sterling. You know, it might be Mahrez. You're hoping. I wouldn't say hoping, but you're playing for somebody to score. Liverpool know one of these men will get a scoring today, at least one, and that's what Liverpool have in their advantage. Now you look at the fixtures, and on paper you say, Man City should win this, but the reality is these two teams are so far ahead of everyone. They should win every game. Each of these teams should win every single game they're playing, other than when they play each other. Someone's gonna have to lose, of course they could draw. I feel like Liverpool have to beat Man City, because you've got Man United. You should win that, of course, but it's not as easy as a Norwich. You've got Everton. Again, you should win that. You usually do win your derbies, but it's still a derby. Like they could eke something out. You got Spurs to play as well. I think Wolves the last day of the season. You should be winning that, as well as the Man City game. Man City only have Liverpool left to play. So really and truly, if you don't go ahead after that game,
City can just run
where do you go ahead? Where do you go ahead?
No. I think Nick is completely right, because I think if that is the key game, if Liverpool don't become top of the table after that game, City will just be all right. That's it, clean run away and just clean out the table right now. So it is imperative that is the game in which Liverpool turn things into their advantage. Or City will just be like, okay, we're now ahead. We've dealt with the Liverpool thing. Win these games were good, as they did in that 98-97 points season. So
No, I just think there's a number of factors for me. The Carabao Cup's a big one that I think people are forgetting about. City normally walk away with that every year, and it's a massive confidence boost. Normally they have a little bit of a shaky run of form, then they win the Carabao Cup, and then they're plain sailing for the rest of it because it's such a big confidence
Lukaku's
boost.
goal was onside. Lukaku's goal was onside.
We still doing
Prime
this.
River, man. Prime River.
Theft.
It's the
All
set of
5
fixtures
lives. All
coming
5
up.
lives.
It's the set of fixtures coming up. So you've got the Premier League games this week, then the first leg of the Champions League, and we've got a relatively easy tie against Benfica, whereas they've got a tough one in terms of just it's mind-numbingly annoying against Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid are just like a better version of Crystal Palace. They'll just stifle, and they will annoy Man City. And then they've got us on the Sunday, the second leg against City, which I think they need to win that Champions League this year. They need to win it, especially after the loss last year. They're desperate for that Champions League win. The run of fixtures they've got coming up this month, I see them dropping points. We've just got such high confidence at the minute. You know, the signing of Luis Diaz, as you said, Harvey Elliott coming back from injury when he did, us getting through that AFCON period, winning every game, still being in the FA Cup, winning the Carabao Cup. Confidence is sky high within this group. I do think this group feels unbeatable at times. Like, it feels that good.
All right, Tom.
Like, it's
why City get knocked out of Atletico? They got a free run to the Premier League.
City will still lose games.
You're going to have
a
semi-final
they won't get knocked out.
Wait, you just said me you got Bayern possibly. So they might drop points in April if they get. I know they're not, but if they do, because you talk about the game being tough, so it's a possibility. If it's that tough, it's a possibility. They get knocked out, you lot go through. They drop game points in April, you drop points in May.
Yeah, but it swings both ways, though, don't it? Because if they get knocked out, then their confidence could take another hit on what now everything's focused on the league, the pressure's all on the league.
Pep used to get knocked out. It's not gonna...
What are you saying, Colleen? What's your take on this? Like, where are you swaying towards?
I've been saying City for the whole time I've been talking to Tell, but I feel like it's because I've got like I think it's not because I'm using my brain, it's because I don't want Liverpool to win it, if I'm being honest with you.
Wow, why not? What's up with Liverpool for you?
My spirit now to them like that. Do you know what? I don't think either team are as good as they were 2-3 years ago, but they're obviously still levels above the rest. I just the way after the City's last couple of games, I'm just starting to think that Liverpool could potentially start to be more consistent. I can see City getting a couple more draws, if I'm honest with you. I want City to win the league. Don't get me wrong. I don't want Liverpool to win one. I don't want to hear them talking about winning a Premier title again. It's just jarring to me. I'm gonna be honest, but I'm starting to get to that point where my stomach is just telling me that it could go away, that I don't want it to go. But I think, Nick, you're right. Depending on what happens in the Champions League as well, I think everyone's getting a bit carried away. I'm not saying like a treble or a quad isn't possible, but
I'm saying it ain't happening.
All it takes is, if Liverpool were to, the unthinkable were to happen, the unthinkable to get knocked out by Benfica, for example, or like you said, if City were to get knocked out by Atletico, it changes the scope of things. And, we could be in a situation where they both continue to keep winning and go through, and then it comes down to when they play each other. So,
I mean,
I just hope that after this season, where both Liverpool and City don't win the treble or quadruple,
yeah, I can't.
Have hope finally respects the work that Sir Alex Ferguson done in winning 3 major trophies in one season.
You know what's mad though about us, and I've literally just had to double check this. We haven't dropped points in the league since January 4th or January 2nd when we played Chelsea. We haven't dropped points in the league since then. We're going into April now. Like the form and the confidence is just.
You're not winning the quad.
It's one of them.
You're not winning the quad.
The quad's one thing, but the league's another. And I've picked Liverpool for a while now. City haven't looked that good in so many games of late. They didn't look good when they beat. They drew with Southampton. They were very poor when they beat Brentford, as an example. They obviously dropped points. The way they got beat by Tottenham was embarrassing. When they got their equaliser in the 90th minute, you expected City with 8 minutes to go on and win it, and they lost. They were poor in their draw against Crystal Palace. They weren't even that good in the first half against Man United, and we were awful. Like we had chances in that. In the second half, they were great, to be fair. But they've had the moments where Liverpool,
and they
for
were
me,
fortunate to
And
be.
Terry, very fortunate against Everton, but they should have had a penalty.
I mean, they should not have won that game. I mean, if they don't convert that, that's 2 more points gone. I just feel like the trajectory, the form is with Liverpool. And if Liverpool maintain, it's all about Liverpool. If they maintain this, City are going to fall away. I think mentally, they're ever so slightly gone. And I'm talking in the context of challenging for titles, not compared to everybody else. And I said it on the show that's coming later this week, so I'm going to save my prediction for the rest of City season. I'm not revealing it now. That's coming out later on this week. I'm not revealing that live on the air right now. But yeah, my prediction is Liverpool to win the Premier League. I felt it for a good 3 or 4 months now. Just as soon as everyone started writing the season off and I saw bookies paying out, as soon as I saw bookmakers paying out, saying it's done, again, it's one of those feelings. Again, in the summer, when everybody said France are winning this Euros easy, straight away I said, nope, they're going to go out early. It was I think social media kills teams. I think it gets into the dress. As soon as there's too much overconfidence now, it gets into the minds of the players because everyone's on socials and they let up a little bit.
Let's go, Arsenal. That's what's going to happen. Let's go. I'm here for it, Terry.
I'm going to get you an Arsenal shirt for when we finish fourth, and I want you to wear it on the terrace.
Let's have a deal then, okay? Yeah. If you lot don't finish fourth, you have to wear a Spurs shirt on the stream, yeah?
100%.
In the studio. We'll do it in the studio.
Yeah, in the studio. So
you have to do the same,
with my camera
100%.
Yeah, cool. 100%. Let's do it.
And if United get them, I guess we both just walk away for free.
Whoa. If you both have to wear Man United shirts. That's what's happening.
And sing "Glory, Glory, Man United" live.
Wow. Taking it too far.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too much.
Have Hope can play the piano or something.
I'll make you a deal though. But if Tottenham do it, I'll wear a Liverpool shirt and sing "You'll Never Walk Alone" on the air.
Deal.
Cool. Terry's been wanting to do that for about 3 months.
wait, but Bashman, let me ask. So, do any of you guys actually think Liverpool will win the quadruple? No. I said, Tom, put your hand down.
That's too much. I think Liverpool could obviously. Liverpool could win
generally. Yeah, I think we could do the treble. I think we could I do think that is a.
Well, you've already got a trophy in that.
If you do the
treble, sorry, Tate. I know what you like. Not the treble, not the treble. A treble. I think we'd. If anything, we'd throw the FA Cup against City. You mean
get beat? You mean get beat?
I prefer the term throw though. It makes it seem like we could do, but we have the priorities.
Tom, you're sick because that's Liverpool fans are going to say it. If they lose it, it's like, Klopp didn't want it anyway. He's only wanted to mess it up.
Carabao Cup's clear. Carabao Cup is clear. Who wants the FA Cup?
And you got to remember as well, when Man United won their treble, if you actually go and look at our semi-final games in all comps and our final Premier League game, FA Cup final and Champions League final, look at the rotation we had to use. And this is why when people say points totals are better than multiple trophy winning seasons, honestly, I just want to sort of like march up on in front of them and give them a slap, because at the end of the day, right, it's the way you have to rotate your squad to try and win the treble or the quad. It's so hard to maintain. Back in them days as well, where squads weren't as deep, they weren't as thick as they are now. To maintain that and get like 90 points, win the FA Cup, win the Champions League, it's so difficult. It really is.
But look. As I said again, I've always hated United because my big brother is a United fan. So I actually hated United before I rolled with Chelsea because my brother was a Canton fan. So I always hated United. And as much as that treble that United did in 98 and 97, because of the run, it was crazy. So all kudos. But I'm sorry, man. Winning a game in injury time, last 2 minutes, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's not.
Hang on. So your Champions League, where you equalise in the last few minutes, and the one on penalties don't count.
Whoa. Terry, don't do that. Terry, no, Terry, don't do that. Don't do that. Hold on. No, I'm going to respond. Let me respond. You can't do that. Wait, Terry, no. Terrence, you can't do that. Terrence, not Terrence.
You keep saying Terry because you have no response.
Terrence, no, let me respond. Basically, it's called DOD, degree of difficulty. Do you know what it means? To be the underdog, to go into Bayern Munich's backyard, their sitting room, and to beat them in their backyard, a team who won the treble the very next season, fully deservedly, with one of the greatest headers, the most clutch goal of all time, which was what Drogba did. bro, you can't beat that. Your team, in freaking injuries, when money beat the crap out of you for freaking 90 minutes.
We had Bayern and Barca in our group. We played Inter Milan in the quarterfinals. We played Juve in the semi-finals.
Was messing our Barca team.
Then Bayern, who were also on for their own treble in '99.
What happened in 2011?
What was 2011?
And no, because he said Barcelona, but that wasn't peak. That was not peak.
That was Rivaldo and them, man.
That Barcelona.
That was Bayern Dortmund winning Rivaldo.
Stop revising. And plus, Juve and Inter in the 90s, bruv. You're talking when
Inzaghi, Zidane,
its peak.
We went to the Turin.
And by the way, Chelsea's achievement was magnificent. I have not played Chelsea's achievement down. You just tried to play down the greatest Champions League.
I didn't play. Look. Okay, fine.
Hold on a minute. Whoa.
Church, go away. We're not talking Liverpool here. We're not chatting. You're not in this. I'm muting you. I'm only joking. We've got some super chats I've got to do here. We're going to go back to the.
I love Arsenal Champions League final.
Go back through these here. If Zidane plus Newcastle United, what you're saying?
You're on drugs. You're on drugs.
Terry, let's chat. Chelsea, no cap. Give me a link or I'll ring it. We don't take calls on this show, my guy, but next time definitely. What happens to fourth if West Ham get Europa? Nothing. Well,
nothing. We can have 5 teams in. So
no.
It depends. It depends. If Chelsea finished 5th but won the Champions League, then the team that comes 4th would not take it. So when Man United was still in the Champions League, there was always this fear that if United won it and came 5th or 6th, and West Ham won the Europa League, you could come 4th. But essentially, Chelsea aren't going to fall outside the top 4. And nothing will happen. You can have 5 teams in it. So there's no risk. But if Chelsea were to have like a mad collapse in the league but win the Champions League, that would be hilarious. Can you imagine? Arsenal, Spurs get 4th, right? We're all bantering them, and then Chelsea lose.
Chelsea have done that to us before, and
they lose their last 3 games on purpose just to get you out.
That would be horrible.
Make the conversation happen.
Are you
fret to talk to me?
Free.
Free.
I know. Free.
Listen, all the Ronnies, next phone-in show, my bro. Next phone-in show. It's a myth, a total myth that Arsenal must make top 4. The club itself didn't expect to be in this position, as per the CEO Vinay. He said it's part of the rebuild. It's ahead of schedule.
No.
Yeah, it's all well and good saying that.
I want to hear what Khalid's got to say.
Actually, let's hear what Khalid's got to say about this.
At the end of the day, I've said this before. Regardless of whether we're ahead of schedule, behind schedule, whether they thought we were going to be challenging, we found ourselves in a position where we're in 4th, right in this current moment. So, come on.
Would it be a bottle job if you didn't get top 4 at this point?
Yes. I don't care about what happened at the beginning of the season. We've now I bet United didn't even realize. It's like United not being in this position now, not realizing at the beginning of the season they were expected to be title challengers, didn't work out. A lot of football clubs at the beginning of the season, how the trajectory goes doesn't go to plan for a lot unless you're City or you know what I mean. So you have to roll with the punches, you know. It's just like Leicester didn't expect to be top at Christmas.
I was just going to say that one.
Go back down. Nah, sorry.
100.
Yeah, 100%.
You've got to see it through now, man.
And I'd say, Wayne, as well, about it being a complete myth. I think what people are talking about, it all depends on what happens with Tottenham and Conte in the summer and what happens with Man United and their new manager. It's almost this element of Arsenal getting top 4 ahead of schedule means they might be able to sign one or two slightly better players that maybe wouldn't have come without Champions League. There's that extra 50-60 million pound of income, more money from sponsors, which normally have sponsor bonuses in there as well, which means you can invest more. So again, you're ahead of schedule, you get that money ahead of time, you invest earlier, sooner rather than later, and you continue on that trajectory where if you miss out on that money from this point and then Man United go big, Spurs go big for Conte, they might catch you up again next year. So I don't think it's I get your point about being a must. But I think it's really important from this position. Timmy Costa Timikas. His passport says he's Greek, but we all know that he's a Scouse. Is a song that's been. I'm not. Do you know add the words to that? Can you sing it with a Scouse accent, please, Tom?
No, I don't know the words to it. The person singing it in the video was definitely not Scouse.
Are you a wall?
No.
Are you a wall?
No.
You're not really. You put accent on, dear.
Obviously I do. Yeah. You've seen through me lies now, haven't you?
I'm going to send Curtis after you, bro. That's what I'm going to do. Get man like
what am I
Curtis
gonna
after
do?
you. Shout out to my boy, bottom left. The
F with your channel. So,
I fuck with your channel. There we go.
Yeah.
Right, that's from D. There we go.
Wait, who are we talking about? Is it Patrick or Have Hope?
Bottom left is Have Hope, I think.
Just Have Hope. Yeah, on my left is Have Hope.
David here.
Shout out, man. Thank you for the love, man.
Arsenal are going to get fourth with Alex lack of net. Sad is what he's
Lack of threats.
Lack of threat or lack of Zeds.
Look, man, shout out to Aubameyang, man.
If City win the treble, then Terry has to wear a Man City jersey and sing da here. I don't know what is that song. I don't know what that means. Also, he has to take part in my exam. Part of your exam.
What exam?
I left school 20 years ago, G. I ain't going back to school for no one. I even refuse to help my kids with their homework. I ain't doing that. No, listen. If City win, what's the bet in reverse? See, a bet has to have two halves to it. Okay. What are you offering to me and the Terrace if they don't win the treble? And then maybe I consider it. So I need the counter offer. I need to know what my prize is should my prediction win. It's as simple as that. And what's your exam, bruv? Like, we cheating here? Like, again, I want pain. I'm going to help you cheat, G. I want to get compensated. I might never be able to sit an exam again. Sad luck, won't it? Yeah, and also, can you, Tom? There's a question somebody wants you to ask you. They want you to say the word Duchesne.
What? Duchesne?
Did you say it right?
Top Boy.
Duchesne. You're not watching Top Boy, Tom?
No, I'm
racist.
I haven't watched it yet. Oh, great! Brilliant.
What? There's actually some Scousers in there, Tom. You know. Yeah, without ruining it, there is. So you're relate to. Well, I
haven't watched it. I need to get to watching it. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, you need to, man. It's good. It's good stuff.
What does this say here? Terry is the type of guy. What does this mean?
Type of guy fought destroying the trash America. What? I don't know what's going on there. I don't know.
You fought to destroy the trash America. You fought a guy who you fought.
But I thought that trash American thing. I thought that would be something that you young ones might get, and I'm old man. I don't understand it. I thought it was a thing. Clearly,
people are so silly. Terry, you said I left school 20 years ago. They're like Terry's 45 and 50. You got to go back to school. What age are you not using school?
I got held back for 15 years. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on? Yeah, you don't only school at 16. School is up to year 11. Then you have college /sixth form. He meant year 11. Do the maths, man.
Exactly. Well, I think it's school now. You have to stay in state education until you're 18, I think, now. But even then, I'd only be 38.
Yeah,
But yeah, I left school at 16 with the most pointless document in the world, the record of achievement that nobody's ever asked to see once.
But they told you to keep it safe forever.
Yeah, that folder, that purple folder.
I gave up so many weekends to get my Trident Gold. Do you know what I mean? We had to volunteer, had to do rafting, help someone out, did all these things. No one cares. I've even lied on purpose. I'm very bad. I lied about my exam results good 2 or 3 times. No one's ever rung my old school and gone, did Terry really get this? No one checks. So you guys lie about your exam results. Not if you're a doctor, by the way. You have to have that. Like, I'm talking, if you're applying for a job at New Look, just say you got A stars, bruv. No one checks. No one checks. Like, if you're just doing a normal job where your qualifications don't relate to the job you're doing, by the way, like most degrees, just lie. Like most. I had a guy that worked for us in the bank, right? Good job in the bank. I went uni. What's it in? Oh, film studies. The fuck? Why? And I said to him, I remember reading his CV because I interviewed him. Man, he even admitted he got a 2-2. I'm like, bruv, say you got a first. No one's going to check. We don't care. Like, no one's going to ring up the University of fucking whatever it was, Louisville, and go, did he really fuck up? It's just mad. By the way, if you get a 2-2 in a degree, you basically failed. So don't ever just say you don't have one. It looks better.
Wait, hold up. Wait, 2-2 is a fail?
No, it's shit. Like, you don't want a 2-2, bro. You get a 2-2.
Did you get a 2-2?
Wait, look, man. Look, I had to get a degree, so don't blame for the 2-2. No. But look, I had to know. My thing was I wanted to end school at 18, but they said no, you have to get a freaking degree. I got it from UCL. Shout out to UCL. But basically, what I'm doing now has nothing to do with what I've done throughout my whole school career, which is crazy. But yeah,
But
look, yeah,
but that's
freaking
also because you were doing a degree you didn't give a shit about. So it's almost like you ain't putting that effort in. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Also, that some people get 2-2s after a lot of effort, but it's like with your GCSEs or whatever they call them now. Like anything below a C, you don't tell anyone. You don't be like, bro, I got an F. I got a G. No one celebrates that, bro. It's as simple as that.
I celebrated my F in French. I thought I'd get a U.
Mate, in fairness, in fact, the one I celebrated the most was my C in English. Being dyslexic and getting a C, I nearly cried. I couldn't believe it. My dyslexia is so bad. 3 times like, Dad, is that actually a C? Am I really reading that right?
But my thing is, like, I always say to myself, like, all those hours spent in chemistry without Bunsen and Bonner, how has that helped me in life right now?
It's so mad.
No,
so mad.
Okay, atom, potassium compambonates, or like freaking what was like carbon dioxide, H2.
Well,
how is H2 or carbon dioxide going to help me in the world?
Knowledge is good to have. It's good to have knowledge. The knowledge education is great from a knowledge point of view, but as
application.
As Goodwill Hunting said, like, what's the point of dropping 100 grand in your education for what you could pick up for like £2.50 in late fees from the library? Just read a book. Like, you don't, like, that's always been my take. Like, knowledge is knowledge. Just go on Wikipedia. You can be a doctor. I'll tell you what, no, I'm joking. Tell you once though, me and my ex-wife went to the hospital, no doctors, because she had a really bad arm, and she told me symptoms, and man literally googled it and then read something to her about tennis elbow off Wikipedia. I died. I was like, bro, is that what this is now? He googled it. And obviously he's a doctor, and he went, oh, but these Wikipedia pages are protected, only certain people can update them. And I'm looking, right, thinking we're gonna go and get a second opinion here, because man just got that information off Wikipedia, bro.
Just go after his Wikipedia login, then you don't need to go to him again.
Big up yourself, Dr. Shaw. I don't know what he's up to now. I don't know how that practice is doing, but there.
Guys, stay in school. I got my GCSEs, my A levels, my degree. 2-1. Thanks, Harry. Yeah.
Wait, Nick, stop shaming people like us, man. You're not smart. You're not better than guys like us, man. Relax, man.
Neeks needed it because Neeks has got
what I call
a job that you should be proud of. You know what I mean? Man's an accountant. Like, it's a real thing. It's a real job.
Nick's cut the check. Yeah. I know you're rich. Cut the check.
You said all of that, and you were like, "But I'm a bar supervisor, which is, you know what I mean? I'm an entertainment supervisor. What does that mean? I serve drinks at a pub." Be like, "What's the point?" Like, you know what I mean? If you're gonna do it, do something with it. That's what
I deal in pharmaceuticals off the street.
Well, accounting comes in handy there, bro. You know I mean? I watch Power. You know what I mean? The money skills are important. Twisted here. 2-1 is poor. It's not. 2-2 is poor.
No, I'll take that. What are you talking about? I'll take that all day long.
Yeah, I'm proud of my 2-2, man. I don't care.
You're proud of your 2-2?
I don't care what you guys say, man. I'm happy with it.
You're Desmond.
Come on, man. But just think about it, though. You know, that 2-2 helped you out. You're starring in the new
Do you know how hard science is, bro?
I'm proud of your... HH, I'm proud of your 2-2.
Thank you, Nick.
Well done, bro.
What?
Well done.
I never thought you would have got that.
You're at uni, aren't you, Tom? What are you studying?
Business.
So are you going to start your own business when you finish them?
I'm up for. I don't know what I'm going to do. I just have to do something.
Let's just make sure no employers see this. So why did I go to baking school then? But it's because you're a baker, original base Annie. You went to baking school and now you bake amazing cakes. So again, your education is worth. Imagine if you went to baking school, but you were now, I don't fucking know, a plumber. It would have been a waste of your time, bruv. That's what I'm saying. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. Tom, Colleen, man like Patty, Neeks, and Have Hope. Absolute pleasure as always. We're back with more content to come. Hang on. I'm joining Man City after CFC is run by the new US owner.
Had hopes.
Depressed opinions. Depressed opinions. Yeah. I think he had another 2 years.
It was like 9 months of the day since Mbappe missed his pen against.
Man, can you leave me alone, man? God damn. He's still 19 years old. He still scored in the freaking UCL. And also, Terry.
Yeah.
I will not let you forget that you try to compare Rashford.
No, listen, we're going to mute that now. Listen, until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless.